Hello, Stephen Merchant here. Week 3 of rehearsals on The Mentalists with me and Steffan Rhodri. Well, what can I say? I mean, I'm new to Theatreland and I think it's been going well. I took the sensible decision to learn the lines before we got into the rehearsal room, so that's helped.
Abbey, like all good directors that I work with, doesn't just work with the text. I'm quite used to that, and I'm not sure how used to it Stephen has been, but it's been fascinating seeing Stephen just immerse himself in any daft exercise that Abbey's thrown at him.
You know, there's this sort of cliched image of actors being a bit, pardon my French, wanky, and doing stuff like, you know, rolling on the floor, pretending to be a tree, and that sort of stuff. And you sort of laugh and you think, surely that doesn't happen. Oh, it does happen, apparently. So we've been doing some of that. Today we were balancing poles with between each other's fingers, some kind of trust exercise, I'm assuming. The other day, I had to pretend to be a monkey, and he was my keeper. In no point during the play do I have to pretend to be a monkey. This was just an exercise. Why I had to be the monkey and he couldn't be the keeper, I don't know. I mean, I've won 3 BAFTAs. Why am I being the monkey?
I mean, I've been so impressed by how willing he is to sort of roll around on the floor and pretend to be a chimpanzee.
Apparently.
The more we're doing it, the more we realise how clever a writer Richard Bean is, and that even though there's a massive amount of business technically, just in terms of props and physically, the physical comedy of it and so on, he's really thought it all through, and it's all possible.
I think the play is absolutely brilliant. It's one of those plays that grows and grows all the time through rehearsals, so you feel like you're never hitting the wall of the play. It just gets better and better. I
was thinking yesterday, I said to Abbey, it's a bit like one of those pieces of garden furniture that needs lots and lots of coats of paint, you know, and you can only put the one coat on and you just have to wait for it to dry until you put another coat on, and only then do you begin to see what you got. So that's where we're at.
It's quite complicated. There's quite a lot of putting things in certain positions and then lifting them up again. Cups, papers and the like. Which I know is an obvious thing to say because that's what acting is, but in TV land you put them wherever you feel like, really, and then they worry about it later. But in this it seems fairly important that if something needs to be on the bed, it has to be on the bed. So it's sort of being disciplined in that way, which is kind of an interesting part of the process.
More than anything, all jokes aside, we're learning to trust each other, and that's good. And that's good because we really need that in this play, because there's only us. Come next Friday night, there's just us, and the lights go up, and we'll have to trust each other, and we're getting there.
Like we were talking about this earlier, actually. It is one of those plays that seems to keep on revealing itself. The more we rehearse it, the more we do it. The characters are very rich, finding different ways to explore the comedy and the drama of it. And there's a couple of favourite lines, but in a way, it's always going to be incomplete in this room until we're out there with an audience. And I think the audience will inform a lot of what we do and the decisions we make. You know, and I know that from stand-up comedy. Anything when there's a comic element, you're always dependent on the audience to sort of teach you and tell you what's funny and what's not. So sort of looking forward to doing it in front of real people.
It goes into fantasy and what the sort of human need for fantasy, which I think is a really fascinating and exciting thing to look at. And I think really it's about the two actors and they are giving these 2 wonderful performances, and it's about their relationship, and there's a sort of series of reveals throughout the play, and one of the things that's revealed is just the sort of depths of their relationship.
One of the things I love in theatre is that, you know, it's not a TV sitcom, it's not a comedy movie, it's not a drama. It can have all kinds of flavours at different moments, you know, and you're in the theatre, sitting in that world and hopefully you'll become immersed in it.
An evening of touching pathos, which is surrounded by mirth.
We're barreling, you know, towards the previews where finally we'll get to see it with an audience, and we'll get to hopefully play around a little with the response of the audience, and that'll dictate some of what we're doing. And then the curtain's up on the first night, and then I think it's just waiting for the awards to roll in.